Okay, everybody, so I told you guys I had a surprise, and this is kind of the beginning of that. So the story behind this Kubota lawnmower is I picked it up for free off the side of the road. This is when I lived in an apartment, but I knew it was a good deal because I wanted to buy a house, so I picked it up off the side of the road and had it stored at my mom's for, I don't know, a year, maybe more, and then I finally got a house, so I brought it here. But before, I actually brought it to the apartment. And this is a Kubota sold by Sears. Reason I know that is right here. It says, "We service what we sell." And you can actually still get parts for this, but as time goes on, it's getting harder and harder to find the parts. But anyways, problem with it was the dogs in the recoil wouldn't catch when you pulled it. So for 20 bucks, which was actually kind of spendy for this, but for 20 bucks I was able to buy I believe it was 2 or 4 new little dogs that go in there, and fixed it all up. It runs really good. I can kind of show you guys, but this thing is extremely heavy. This is I believe it's a commercial style lawnmower, like a commercial grade. So it has like a double layered magnesium deck, and it is super duper heavy. If you looked up Kubota W5021, you can find the specs on it, and it's a heavy duty lawnmower. But it's always started so well. I'll show you here. You just kind of put it on choke and give her a pull. Burns a little oil. Sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what the difference is. Like, I don't have it tipped on its side, and I'll start it one time and it'll blow a bunch of smoke, and I'll start it the next time and it'll, you know, not blow any smoke at all. So, but it always starts, doesn't blow smoke like that the whole time, and just a really good mower. So, regardless, it's self-propelled, which is nice because it is really heavy. But regardless, that's kind of like the background behind that story. But moving on, yesterday, or actually this started a couple days ago, I was talking to my buddy from work, and he's buying a house. We're talking about lawnmowers and yada yada yada, and it got me thinking, like, oh, I bet he would really appreciate if I gave him a lawnmower. Reason being is, for the last 2 years I've been looking at trying to get a new one. It's just like the time never seemed quite right, if you will. So yesterday, Sam and I'm like, well, maybe if I just, $200 or less, I don't need a big, to get the equivalent to what this one is. You're talking, this is probably a self-propelled dual, like I said, dual magnesium deck. I mean, this is like was a very nice mower in its day. Many hundreds of dollars. So I set my budget for 200 bucks. We went to Fleet Farm. It was either Fleet Farm or Home Depot. I went to Fleet Farm first, and lucky for me, they're having good deals. Sorry, the neighbors there are having some company, so I thought I would shut the door to finish my story, because the guy drives a little bit of a loud diesel pickup truck. But anyways, so went to Fleet Farm, and they were having a deal on their mowers. They had them out front. Granted, this one came in a box, but they were out front on display, and they were offering, I think it was like 20% off or something like that, 25% off. So went in there. This one was normally 220 bucks. It must have been less than 20. It must have been 10% off. This one was normally $220, 220, and it was on sale for $20 off, so put it at $199. So I'm like, all right, well, that's perfect, because I didn't necessarily need the self-propelled, but I did like the bigger tires in the back and the bagger system. And this one has the bagger, and it also has the discharge chute. But one thing I really don't like doing is raking leaves, and the bagger system works nice, because normally I have to like rake leaves or mulch them and rake them, so that should really help out this year. So picked this one up, brought it home. One thing I can say is when I was in the checkout line, it rang up as $199. The lady says, well, if it was over $200, you would get a $25 return gift card. So I said, heck yeah. So we bought like a little $1 item. And so this mower, technically, right, because I have that gift card for $25 off. So it was actually $45 off. So I paid $175 for this mower that's normally $220. I must have just got there on the right day. But regardless, this is the new mower here. And it's a Troy-built brand. But it has everything that I want. It seems to mow really, really nice. The only gripe I have about it is it seems like when I let off the handle after I run it, it has this like squeak to it, and I don't know I think that might be a safety device. I think they put a brake around the flywheel now, so it doesn't just keep, if your foot got caught under there or something like that, it doesn't keep mushing it up. But it's a beautiful mower. This is the motor. Troy-built, Briggs & Stratton, 140cc, 21-inch cut, and I really like this new system they have with, it only has one lever on one side, so it lifts up both tires. I really like that compared to the old style where there's 4 different levers, because that kind of gets a little tedious when you're trying to level her out. But I'll start her up here. I'm going to have to set you guys down so that you can see it, but beautiful looking mower. And the one thing that I'm happy about is it's not self-propelled, but this thing is like a third the weight that thing is. Like, it's super light, super awesome, so it should be nice and easy just to push around regardless. But let me try to set you guys up, and we'll get her a start for you guys. Okay, hopefully get you guys positioned in a way that you can see. Yep, there we go. You can probably hear that squeak. I think it has something to do with the brake, because it only happens when I turn it off. And this one here, it's completely different motor, right? This one here has the choke on it, yada yada. This one is just, it might take 2 pulls. Plus, I've only ever ran it now 3 times. So I'm excited, right? My biggest thing was that one had a bagger. I remember it was outside of a house. It had one of those green bags that you can pick up, like you get from Menards, and they're like $30. And then you have like a company come out and pick them up. So it was next to one of those, and actually in that green bag was the bagger. But I didn't realize it at the time, and by the time I got back there, it was gone. So yeah, but this is awesome. Troy built. I'm excited. The bigger wheels make it easier to push around. And I'm just happy it has a side discharge. It has everything that I wanted. The self-propelled one would have been nice, but it was $70 more. And I thought, well, for $70, that's a lot of money for just a self-propelled system. So I have a small enough yard where it won't matter. It's not like I'm going to kill myself over pushing this thing. So anyways, that's the review. New Briggs & Stratton motor, Troy-built mower, and the old. So this one here is going to be given to my friend Eli for his first house. So it's going to a good home. He does have a little bit bigger of a yard, so the whole self-propelled will come in really handy for him. And then, you know, eventually, in a couple years, I'm sure my other buddy Tanner, if not sooner, will get a house, and then we can pass it on to him. It'll just be that mower. But I believe that the person that used this probably had like a lawn mowing business, and she's tired, right? You can hear that she's tired, but she keeps on trucking, so can't complain. It's been a good mower for 3 years, 3 seasons now. So, yeah, the old and the new. All right, take it easy, guys.